Hi, Dave Knickie here with Farm Equipment Editor's Blog for December 27th, 2011. While they're looking at the end of another good year for farm equipment sales, dealers are telling us they remain concerned about the shortage of new equipment, which is expected to hold back sales growth in the year ahead. And they are also concerned about their growing inventory of used equipment, particularly combines. On the other hand, they're also reporting that overall machinery pricing is holding firm. As we head into the new year, here's a recap of what dealers told us in our most recent Dealer Trends and Business Outlook survey conducted by Ag Equipment Intelligence and Cleveland Research Company in December. On pricing trends, dealers report price is contributing roughly 2.5% to total November revenue, up from 2% in October. On new equipment availability, they say overall a net 60% of dealers report longer factory lead times compared to last month. 64% reported longer, 33% about the same, and 3% report shorter lead times, up slightly from the net 59% in October. When it comes to new equipment lead times, in terms of product categories, lead times from order to delivery, each of the 4 core products we measure show slightly longer lead times this month. On average, combine lead times are 7.3 months, 4-wheel drive tractors are 6 months, row crop tractor lead times are 6.4 months, and smaller tractors under 100 horsepower lead times are about 5 months. New equipment inventory remains tight, as a net 30% of dealers categorize new inventory as too low. 10% said it was too high, 50% said it was about right, and 40% reported too low, which is about the same as last month. On used equipment inventory, it appears to have decreased. A net 3% of dealers categorize their used inventory levels as too high. Broken down, it was 27% reported too high, 49% said it was about right, and 24% said that their used equipment inventory was too low. This is compared with a net 5% last month. Used combine inventories. A net 34% of dealers are reporting used combine inventory levels are still too high. That's broken out by 44% said they were too high, 46% said they were about right, and 10% said their used combine inventories were too low. Used equipment pricing versus the previous month. Overall pricing on used tractors over 100 horsepower was up 3.9% year over year on average in November, which was pretty consistent with October. Prices for used tractors under 100 horsepower were up 2.1% in November, down slightly from 2.4% in October. Used combine values were up 0.3% in November versus flat last month. On used equipment pricing versus the previous year, compared to last year, a net 7% of dealers report higher values for under 100 horsepower tractors, up from 3% in October. For over 100 horsepower tractors, a net 24% of dealers report higher values versus last month, up from a net 18% in October. A net 14% of dealers report used combine values are lower than last year. Overall, farm equipment trends are strong going into the new year. With that, we wish all of our readers a healthy and prosperous 2012, and let's keep it going. Thanks for checking in, and we'll talk to you next year.